Welcome to Manifesting Through Motherhood. I'm your host, Lindsay Williams, a self-development mentor, entrepreneur and author, dedicated to helping busy mums like you manifest success, balance and create passive income on your terms. With years of experience in mindset, manifestation, fitness, parenting and business growth, I share simple yet powerful strategies to help you transform your life without the overwhelm. If you're ready to up-level your mindset, build a thriving business and create the life you truly deserve, you're in the right place. You can also find all my books on Amazon, packed with tools to help you manifest and grow. So don't forget to follow the podcast to be updated on all new episodes. And let's get going. Hey guys, welcome back to the podcast. I am back feeling energized. I have been on a lovely mid-week spa with the hubby. The hubby only works weekends now, so we are doing weekends in the week. So we went away for a spa. We did want to do it over Christmas and after Christmas, but with my nan passing, I just wasn't feeling ready to go and be jovial. And, it's still there, the grief, but I just wanted to just wait. So I said, we'll just wait a little bit longer and we'll do something together. We'll go away. And I took my mum to this hotel, the Woodland Spa, last year. And I said, we must go because it's absolutely stunning. It's just like you can stay there all day in the spa and there's lots to do. And there's a tapas bar and there's a restaurant and you can have pizza, you can have a pot of tea. It's just lovely, like different rooms. And it's so spacious. You don't feel like, when you go to a spa and you're like in the hot tub together. It's not like that. It's big. I didn't have a treatment because my neck's been really sore at the minute. And I've had a really serious pain in my jaw. I don't know what it's with. So I didn't want to trigger it. And because last time I went, I did the most amazing treatment. But because I've got fibromyalgia, I felt a bit sickly for a few hours after. So I was like, I didn't want it to spoil the day. Especially if I was going to have a drink and a meal. I didn't want it to trigger it off. But even though I didn't have a treatment, my pain came back. It was really strange. I think it's like because I'm relaxing. And I think that when I relax more, my pain does get worse because my body isn't like sat up right. So I'm relaxing and the heat. So it just started to feel, the day before I started with this pain in my jaw. I thought I was going to get a tooth infection. But I don't know if I'm grinding my teeth because I'm waking up in the night dreaming, but clenching my teeth. And I think I must be doing that. So I've definitely got a clicky jaw, so I'm thinking maybe go and see the chiropractor and just go and get some proper treatments done and maybe I can get something, but I could peel it, so it was massaging my back a bit, but I didn't want to trigger it, so I was like so tempted because I thought, I'll only have a facial or a head massage, and if I have a massage, it's going to trigger me, but definitely when I go back, I'm going to go back with Mum and we're going to have a treatment. And he didn't want a treatment, so I was like, well, I don't really want to leave you for like 90 minutes on your own, even though it wouldn't have mattered, but yeah, it honestly went so fast. It was such amazing. And this is what I wanted to talk about today, like how we can get rid of guilt and, being a parent and we're leaving the children and how taking time away can elevate your relationship. You might not be in a relationship, you might be on your own. So go for a spa by yourself, go away, don't feel guilty. I am incredibly lucky that I've got mum and dad living on the same street and they will do anything for me. I don't take liberties, and my mum will be listening to this. I don't take them for granted. It all works both ways, doesn't it, with relationships? And I don't really go out a lot. I mean, I could go out more, but my priorities aren't for going out. I would rather save the money and treat myself to spas like this. Would it be something I'd probably do every month? I mean, I could do. I'd love to, but it isn't. You don't look forward to it if you do it all the time. But it can really strengthen your relationship. If you're in a relationship and you are worried about leaving your children, having a child anywhere, your first child is the worst. You don't want to leave your child. My mum did have my child and there's times where I've heard him crying and I've gone and picked him up. I struggle with him sleeping, not in the same house as me, always checking on him. This is something that I've had to deal with, always worrying. So I was constantly, my mum could never relax. And she said she still couldn't relax because I'm constantly saying, is he breathing? Is he all right? This is just one of my internal worries that I have to deal with. We just love our children and we're just so scared of anything happening that it just deflects on them. I was all right, enjoyed it. As he's getting older, he can talk to me, he can text me. He's fine, and yeah, he's a bit soft. He doesn't want to sleep upstairs. So my mum got a blow up bed out in the front room, and they all had sleepovers. So it's just great because he has got additional needs, and he has got his sensory needs, and he don't like the dark, and he don't like being away from me. But he was all right, he enjoyed it. So I said to my mum when I got back, I'm going to do this once a month, even if we just go to the cinema and have a night on our own. It's just nice because when you're a parent, you're up and down, in and out. We came back today, and I had a Zoom, and then my husband had to take him to, we would do these sensory sessions, and we just can't be bothered. But he took him anyway. It's like constantly, there's always something. There's a youth club at night. There's always something to do. There's always a club to go to. If you've got teenage children, you just don't get a minute. And I think when you're in a relationship, it can really take a back step. But, you know, we've been together nearly 16 years now, and he's such an amazing guy. And I always blow his trumpet, but I try not to do it too much because I don't want people to come across that I've got this amazing person, and, you know, I know a lot of people don't have that, but I do. And, you know, I don't do this, you know, I get frustrated with friends and people that I know that are with somebody that isn't giving them what they need. I see it so much, especially when you get to 40. It's that self-worth. Like, I won't be with anybody. It wasn't giving me what my partner did. I would rather be on my own, absolutely. I think maybe it's because I'm older. Maybe I know what I want. I know what I need. I know you want respect. You've got to grow old with someone. You want to nurture each other and respect each other and know each other's boundaries and needs. We're so different, but we know what we want. We've created a family like a lot of us do. We all create families, and you've got to make them work, haven't you? After, you know, you've been together a long, long time. You've got to put the effort in, and sometimes we don't go away. And I see so many people like just plodding along working, and, you know, what about us before we had our children? We need to still embrace that because we didn't have a lot of time before we had our son. We got engaged within months, and we bought this place within 8 months. And then within that year, I was like, my body clock just switched on straight away. I was like, I really want a baby. We'd have been this guy a year. We bought a house and we was going to get married, but we hadn't got married yet. So it just happened really quick. When you start trying and you don't expect it to happen, happened. And then obviously my son, and then we got married. I had a double wedding with my mum and my stepdad. So it was great. It's like a fairy tale. Everything just happened. You know, you done unexpectedly. I wrote in my book that I manifested this guy down to a T. Older, dark hair, everything. And it came really fast after the last relationship. And for him, he come out of a 10-year relationship, met me within weeks, and proposed. And, you know, he didn't do that with his ex. So it was fate. It was so much meant to be. It was so aligned. We've not really had a chance to think. And I do say to him sometimes, I feel like there's so much I find out about him all the time, because we have been chucked into parenthood, and we've also been chucked into having a child with additional needs, which I always knew was going to have a special child. I just knew it. So we've also been, you know, blessed with having a child with additional needs and having to navigate that. So it just makes you even stronger that you've got this child and he needs you, and you have to make the relationship work and not fight and, you know, and squabble, or you've got to be on the same page when it comes to a child's need. I am a little bit more anal with routine and things that I get obsessed with, and my husband's so laid back, and he's like, you're just obsessed, just let him relax. I like to be regimented. I like to have things right. I fight for my son, for what he needs. I always have. I think that's just a motherly type role that we do. We can't help but do that. But when you are around your partner and your children 24/7, it just becomes like a routine. And sometimes it's easy to take each other for granted, but taking a break creates healthy space, and it allows you to miss each other as well. So, you know, having that time away with each other, it's nice, because you don't get that time when you're together all the time, because you become like a mother. Some people become like fatherly roles, because you just like, what do you want for your tea? And have you done this? And I'm like that. Well, have you done this? Have you done the washing? Have you done the ironing? Have you done this? And he's like, you bark out orders at me. And I'm like, well, I just can't help it, because I've got a really bad OCD and probably a bit of ADHD. And I'm like, I need this done. And he's like, I can tell you are so different, but it works. So it's good that I've got that opposite for balance. Having that night away, it brings back that spark. It reignites your passion and appreciation, because you might not have, that time for love making and being, just you two and holding hands. But when you go away, you can choose to do that. You don't have to, but that's your choice. Even just cuddling up together and holding hands and not having a child in the middle of you talking, interrupting. Like, we have somebody interrupting most of the time. But he's getting better now. He's in his room and he likes to talk to his friends. But if we're out and about, I always think we don't really get down to hold hands, but when we're out, we hold hands. And I don't see many people do that these days, but we do. We still like doing that. And we've come back feeling like energized, and we've made new memories. We've had a really good chat. We've enjoyed each other. We've explored each other again. And you don't appreciate that, do you? You don't look at each other I think when you're at home, you don't always see each other in that sexual way, or that way that, you think you're going to have that private time together, because you're like looking at each other saying, have you put the tea on? Have you took the children? Have you picked them up? And it's then like, we've got to get the kids to bed, and have you done the packed lunches? That's not sexual. It's not sexy at all. So it's really hard to actually go back to that, because when you're having a little argument or a nitpick at each other, how do you go back to being lovers and, really intense partners? It can be hard for a lot of people. You've got to really make it, and you've got to be on the same page, I think. Communication is key. I have no problem communicating, and he hasn't either. He's a lot older than me. He's 10 years older, so I think that does help a little bit. But he's so grounded and chilled, like, compared to me. I said to him, I should have brought you a medal this weekend, because, you put up with me. Not in a bad way, I'm like hard work, but I'm just like, I'm doing my podcasting, I'm in the salon, I go networking. He went, you're just dashing around all the time. He went, I'm just like, oh, I'm glad that's not me. But it's funny in a way, so we can have that laugh like that. And it's nice because for the children to see when you go away together and they see that lovey-dovey, I think it's nice that, you are creating happiness and joy around your children, not arguing. It's easy to argue, I can imagine, but having that time out, I think it re-sparks something, because you've had time for you. And it could last, that feeling could last a good month for us now, that wow feeling. So we have to make sure that we book something else in, or have a little date, or a couple of hours. We like to watch movies at night together, because it's just our downtime. But going away is good, or just having, a few hours to yourself is really important. And just letting go, not feeling guilty. It is hard if you've probably got 3 children or more, and I can imagine getting childcare for that many children is hard, especially if you've got parents. They might be elderly parents, grandparents. I mean, I can't imagine me having 3 children and my mum putting up with 3 of my sons. She probably would do it, but I probably wouldn't be inclined to ask her all the time, because you don't really want to put that on them. And I do ask parents at school, like, do you have time? And they're like, oh no, we don't have time. We don't do anything together. We might have a bit of lunch now and again. I'm like, well, why don't you? And they go, well, actually, I don't know why. Well, one, I don't have childcare, so create some time in the day. Have a day date while they're at school. There's so many different things you can. Or just appreciating time at home and doing things together, having a night where no one's rushing off to the gym and nobody's got any clubs on. Just you have an evening, just having a meal. The thing is, what we said is, when our son was younger, it was easier because he went to bed earlier and he would sleep all night. It was a bit of a pain for sleeping and being on his own. But when he gets older, he won't go to bed till about 9 for school nights. I've got to get into bed with him. We've got to try to soften him down a little bit. Weekends, it can be 10 o'clock by the time he's gone to bed. Then we're going to bed, and then you are falling asleep. So as times change, as your children get older, and especially when you're contemplating having another child, you've got to remember how you appreciate your time now, and that does get reduced if you were to have like more children. And yeah, so maybe that's why I just had one. I mean, I probably would have liked more children, but then because I like the idea of having more, because I love babies, I still do, But I'm older now. I'm 42 and my body aches, and pregnancy would probably knock me sideways. I would probably feel tired, would have the patience. I'm really lucky now, like I've got everything, like my diary set up. I get time for me. My son's older. He's going into a higher set this year for school, so I think I'm getting that. You kind of get your time back. So you kind of have a funny period in between, like each year, as your children grow. I think we can feel guilty about leaving our children because societal expectations that mums should be always on, like we shouldn't be having breaks. But really, we should. And there's internal pressures like feeling like a bad mum. There's a time when we went for a spa a couple of years ago. I don't know, I think I was just going through I think it was after lockdown and a bit of a funny time. And we went for a spa. I went to a really expensive, nice spa. And it was lovely. And I just felt my emotions were funny all day. And I got to the hotel. It was like round the back. And it was quite a dark part of the hotel. And we got into the room. And I just felt really flat. Then I got a shower and then got into bed. And then I just started crying. And then I rang my mum. Mum's like, why are you crying? You're in a hotel. Enjoy your time. But my husband was feeling it as well. And we really missed our son. And it's strange because he was with his grandparents. He was having a whale of a time. But we just internalise things so much. We can fear that we're missing out, or we worry that things will just fall apart. Like, I give my mum loads of things. Like, everything else for breakfast, I took everything round and I said, do this, do that. I think my mum just knows me now, and she knows my internal worry system and how it works. But we can't pour from an empty cup. Self-care will benefit your family. I feel invested and recharged. I feel happy, I feel productive. I feel like, yeah, I've done something for me. And modelling self-care teaches your children balance and independence. Because he sees that we're having husband and wife time and we're going away. And he actually said, oh, I'm looking forward to sleeping again, because he can be a bit funny about sleeping out. He doesn't sleep anywhere but my mum's. And I think if I'm not going anywhere, there's no point. But it is nice for them to have time. And it is hard expecting anyone to have your children and they have additional needs, because they can play up for them. And I always worry. But my mum's like, don't worry, we have the moments, but we deal with it. And I'm like, right, okay, I'm really sorry. Because he just gets triggered, like, easily. But I don't mind, because it's my mum. It doesn't mean I'm a bad mum. It just means things can happen out of your control, really. And you might not be comfortable leaving your children with certain people. You might have limited options. So, you might not get that time to go away. But you know what we used to do? We used to go to places that have hotels that would allow children. Like Drayton Manor, we'd go for a hotel night, get a family room. And we'd have to have nights away, but take him with us, because they're just normal family nights. And we tried to have that time still, but, do the things in the day. And when the children are in bed, you get your time to talk and chill. But it's nice going to a spa, because, I don't know it is, because you're relaxed, you're in water, and you're not like all clothed up, you've got your costume on. So you feel a little bit more exposed and vulnerable, but it's really nice because you can embrace that as well. So how do we leave without feeling guilty? So we have to organise childcare, which I did, meals and routine. And knowing everything is covered makes me feel relaxed, and I put all the uniform in the bag and dropped everything off. And you can also involve the kids, let them be part of the process so they feel comfortable with it. So I obviously told my son a month before, I did a bit of a moan, whinge. I said, come on, you're staying at Nanny and Grandad's, that's really silly now. And he got spoiled, he got taken to Smith's, he had a McDonald's. He loved it. So he gets so spoilt all the time. But if you've got a child with additional needs, it is hard for them. Or you could maybe get your parents or anyone come and stay at your house. Your habitat is always sometimes a little bit better. And we also need to reframe our mindset. So instead of thinking, I'm leaving them, think I'm taking care of me so I can be the best version of me. We're not just parents. We are people before that. And I always think, years ago, like, I just used to go to the gym and get up and do different things. I couldn't imagine not having my son now. And it's funny when you think, I was just a person before without anybody to worry about. So you kind of, it's hard to believe that we was people. And I think it's a lot of responsibility looking after a human being, another person. You're looking after somebody's life. I mean, I think you just worry at any stage about them. And this is where our affirmations and journaling come into play. So positive self-talk and journaling can help us shift guilt. I actually didn't do my journaling yesterday, and I didn't do my gratitude. And I was going to take my diary with me, but I thought, if we have a drink, and I don't want to keep looking like I'm doing work, so I actually just left it here. I looked at it and I just thought, shall I put it in my diary? But I thought I might not do it, and I thought I'll just do it when I get home, which I did. So, and when you return home, we can reunite with our children. We actually went to Smith's on the way home, so there was 2 sets. He wanted a Mario or Sonic, and my mum got one, and the other one was in stock. So we went into a Smith's. It wasn't there, so we had to order. We do this every time we go somewhere, and we think, oh, we feel guilty now, so we end up ordering something. You just can't help it sometimes. You kind of feel a little bit guilty, and they can probably play on that a little bit. And did he survive? Of course he did. He was fine. And I wasn't pecking him all night at all. Mum said, do not be ringing him or texting him. I texted him this morning. He texted me, and then my mum had texted, and I texted at 8:30 this morning. We were going out for breakfast, and I just FaceTime while I was doing my hair. Mum was like, oh, you're up early. I'm like, yeah, because I woke up about 5, and in the hotel, and it's like pitch black. I'm like, what time is it? And I looked at my phone. It was like 5 o'clock, and I thought, what's going on? Because they have them blackout curtains, and you're trying to get to the toilet. And I thought, I'm going to have another 3.5 hours here. Get up and go down for breakfast. It's always nice when you stay in a hotel, because I feel like you're less tired because you're in a hotel and you're relaxing, and I've already unwound during the day. I've had a nice meal, and I got dressed up, and I felt really good because I've just lost over a stone. And I took this top I got a while ago, and I just felt a bit frumpy in it. And I put it on, and I had something a lot tighter on. I had these shiny trousers on, legging things. And my husband got me these really nice shoes, which I'd not worn because, I don't know, I just didn't feel comfortable. And I think I shocked him because I put it on. He's like, wow, like, you look amazing. And I felt really confident. I've still got a long way to go yet. I'm getting me back, and I felt so much better in the spa yesterday. I just felt more comfortable in my costume. Yeah, I don't know, I just felt more me, and I think that's really important as well. I feel like since my nan's died, I'm reclaiming me. I know she would have been proud of me getting back to where I want to, but I feel like that's been a bit of a barrier, looking after Nan and all these things that have been going on. And it was such a tough year last year, but this year I have to focus on something, and that's my health this year, and make sure that I'm feeling good, because my nan took a lot of priority and a lot of headspace. And I did think about her while I was away, because the last time I did go, she was in hospital, and she'd woke up that day, but she didn't survive. So it was bittersweet yesterday. So I was thinking about, I was thinking about her all day, and thinking about her constantly all the time. I think I do keep myself busy, so I don't think about her. Grief's just terrible. Sometimes you're just like, oh, I don't know what to think, but I'm just not giving myself that ground time. I will process it in the time that I need to. I just don't think I have to rush and do it like this. And I've got my mum too. We can grieve together. That's a great thing. And I can have a cry if I need to. And obviously our children help us through this. So anyway, I've digressed now. Having time away, we shouldn't feel guilty. We should do it. I do urge you to look in your diary and think, is there anything that you could do? You don't have to go away. We did at Christmas, we had a date day, and just go and have a bit of lunch somewhere just before the school run if you've got time, or just book a holiday, both of you, or just yourself if you're on your own, and just go and meet up with the girls and have time away. Especially if you're single mum. Like, my mum brought me up as a single mum till she met my stepdad, and I can't even imagine I used to go to my nan's a lot, so I'm sure my mum had a lot of time, but there's a lot of sacrifices, and my mum was 17 when she had me, so it was a lot younger than me. So she said it's been completely different from what I've had with my son, because I've had a person to help me. So he does help, and now he's off at the minute during the week. He helps me, so he's lightening that load for me and doing the school runs and helping me out. And he's not batting an eyelid once, so it's good that you can get that balance. Sometimes balance can change so much. I think you've just got to work with what I say is work with what you've got now, because anything can change overnight. Can't it? Your health can change, your finances can change, just lose your job, anything could happen. So you've just got to, I think losing Nan has made me just take each day as it comes. That's all I'm doing at the minute, taking each day as it comes, planning things, but being mindful about what I do and look after my health. And I've had I did an event on Tuesday at Soulpreneur with Alice and Victoria, and I was a panelist, so I talk about self-publishing and podcasting, and Ellie spoke about health and wellness. It was just really nice. It was just a beautiful day. We had a circle, did some journaling, some balancing, some grounding. We had a private chef, did lunch, and I spoke, Ellie spoke. It was just beautiful. What a nice setting. So that's why I booked the spa the day after, because I thought, well, I can have that day off the day before, then I can do the spa, then I've got the day off after. So I've got a few days. So it's nice sometimes. Plan your week accordingly. Don't have a day off and then go straight back into craziness, because you won't appreciate it. But try and think about, start to manifest. Let's manifest something, what you want to do now. Start writing it down. Let's start visualizing. How does it feel? How does it taste? What does it look like? How do you and your partner respond to it? How do you feel? Just start to visualize. I obviously visualized the spot of us going there, and it became a reality. So you start to make things happen in your head. It's nice. I think that's what we all do. We all dream, don't we? We all plan things in our head. But if we don't take action, nothing ever gets done. So go and look at your diary today. Think, what can I do? I know it's so hard, especially if you've only got like a 1-year-old child. You just think, oh, I don't really want to leave him. I mean, my son doesn't go anywhere. He doesn't even want to go on school trips. He's like, no, I won't go away without you. If you come, maybe. But I'm like, I can't. So it's a hard one, because if we did, we'd probably do something, but we probably would miss him terribly. You know, you think as your children get older, you don't miss them, but you do. It gets worse. But anyway, I'll leave that there for today. And if you could share this episode, that would be fabulous. Share the podcast with your friends. Review, if you would leave me a review. Because I don't know who everybody is that listens to the podcast. So it does help the podcast by leaving reviews, sharing the podcast, and anything that you want me to talk about and cover on the podcast, please send me a message. Don't feel like you can't. This is your podcast as well. I want you to get included on it. You know, there's probably topics that you're probably not explored yet if you are new to the podcast. So go and have a look at old episodes. I've had lots of amazing guests on there. I think I'm going to start listening to my whole season again. It's funny because I'm a bit nervous to listen to how I interview, and everything's changed. I've been doing it that long now that I'm teaching it. And I've re-recorded some of my courses as well. So everything in my link tree, how to set up a podcast, I've re-recorded that. It's just solo for me. So that's my plan this week. I have got some business goals to get on with and to publish my funnels. That will be done by next week. And yeah, and then I think that's it in a minute. I'm just coasting along really nicely. Can't believe it's February. It's just crazy. Time has gone so fast. But I'm going to keep manifesting. It was really funny because last week I was manifesting a few things and I had my mouldy bite. I couldn't find it, and then I found it. And I thought, where could it be? And then this idea came in my head and I found it. And I had it in my bra, and loads of weird things happened. It's just funny, isn't it? Like when you change your crystals, it just crazy things happen. So anyway, I will speak to you all soon, and happy manifesting. See you later. I hope you enjoyed today's episode. I hope you feel inspired to take action and manifest the life you deserve. Don't forget to come and join me over on social media and Instagram at Busy Mums Fitness Corner for more tips, motivation and behind the scenes. And also, be sure to check out my books on Amazon. They're designed to help you manifest your dreams and grow. And if you're ready to take the next step and work with me, you can head over to my link tree for all the details. Let's make magic happen together. So until next time, keep manifesting and stay amazing.